everybody. Here we are on Saturday. And, this is the day in the middle of the crucifixion and tomorrow the resurrection. And, last night we had this symbolism of putting the body of Jesus in the tomb and the tomb being closed. And, you just kind of step into that moment 2,000 years ago and you just imagine what the disciples felt on Saturday. Friday would have had to have seemed like everything. Thursday night, the Last Supper, Garden of Gethsemane, like all of that after that just had to seem like a blur. Like, how could that even be real? And then to see him crucified and so beaten, like, man, the rug was just pulled out from under you from that Sunday, right? Palm Sunday, the triumphal entry, and just boom, everything is flipped in such a short amount of time. And now the reality that he's dead, like, what do you do now? Like, where do you go? And you could even look at Saturdays, like you're kind of stuck in the middle. Like, they don't know what's coming on Sunday. We do, and we have the gift of knowing that resurrection's coming. It's Friday, but Sunday's coming. Like, there's great hope in that for us. But for them, death was final. They had nothing to look forward to now. And all of their hopes, like their questions to God, like, were we totally wrong? Like, what's going on here? And I think from our vantage point now, we look back and we know, and even the early church in its early days, they had this understanding that even though the disciples were paralyzed on Saturday, like they were just numb. I mean, Saturday is Sabbath anyways for them, sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. So you're not supposed to do anything, go anywhere. You're not supposed to work, all of that. And so you're just sitting and you're just dwelling and it's paralysis. But the early church had this understanding, this perspective that Jesus was not dormant on Saturday. That's when his spirit, that's when Jesus is entering into hell and taking the keys away. That his death is conquering our deaths and giving us hope and finishing the work he came to do. So even though they're paralyzed, Jesus is not. He's active, and his authority is reigning yet again on Saturday. So I just want to encourage you, like, maybe you're in the middle of something right now and you don't know what's going to come tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen next. But what you know is yesterday there was a death. Yesterday there was pain. Yesterday there was confusion. Yesterday something was lost. Something was squandered. You were betrayed. You were alone. And now you're in the middle and you don't know what comes next. Just remember, God is not dormant in the middle. He's not nervous, anxious. Jesus is still King of Kings. He's the ultimate king, King of all kings, sitting on the throne of David forever. And he is active right now on your behalf. He is attentive. And so the challenge for us really is to have enough self-control to wait for him, to be patient for what God's going to unravel piece by piece. And we just have to be faithful to keep pulling on that cord, keep pursuing him, and then see what God's going to build, what God's going to do, what God's going to tear down right in front of us. So I want to encourage you to have hope, to have faith, to stay steady, to keep following him, to keep, as we talked about yesterday, to keep not just denying yourself, but refusing to follow yourself, refusing to follow your circumstances, refusing to follow your opinions, your intuition. Follow Jesus in the middle, knowing that he's the God of resurrection. Hey, tomorrow is the resurrection. There will be no video. We're reading the story of the resurrection in the final chapter of John's Gospel, John 21. I invite you to read that whole chapter. Great thing to read even Sunday morning, but no video tomorrow. Instead, we'll have the sunrise service at 6 a.m. To be together. And the sunrise kickoff at 6, and then we'll have a time of worship and a devotional that I'll share around 6:30. Looking forward to being there with many of you that can join me as we celebrate Easter together and the victory Jesus accomplished. I hope you've enjoyed these 46 days of walking through the Gospel of John as it caps tomorrow. Would love to have feedback from you. about this. We've never done anything like this in video form. We've done this through written devotionals. But drop me an email if you would like to share. Sometimes you only hear from one or two people. It'd be really helpful to hear. Every day there's been over 100 people watching, so it'd be awesome to get 30 or 40 emails just with a few words of saying, hey, it was appreciated, it was helpful, any advice or direction you'd give me to consider for doing this again. My email is andrew.fetter@fusioncommunity.church. Easiest way to get a hold of me. See you Easter Sunday.